good times, the hard times, the effort, the excitement, the adrenaline.
Just come and race.
Talk about excitement. This is the World Racing League.
Pretty zippy and fast.
This is my first enduro event.
You can come through this 2 to 5 miles an hour faster. Get to carry that all the way down. That's nothing but time.
Today meant 12 hours with some of my closest friends and family.
World Racing League is endurance racing made simple. The rules, the officiating, the car builds, the actual racing itself, the ease of getting into the series. Grassroots racing is racing for the rest of us. So we're not talking about professional racing. We're talking about the average guy on the street that may have a job full-time and he's working in an office in IT.
I'm a mom and I drive, and anybody can too. So I would encourage anybody to come out and enjoy it.
Grassroots typically describes racing that's a little bit lower cost than your typical amateur racing. Seat time is actually very important. And that's one of the beauties, and that's one of the big draws of endurance racing and team endurance racing, is the amount of seat time that you get. Today we're running a 12-hour race. There's teams of 2 to probably 8 drivers. Each team is different. A team of 3 guys is going to split that 12 hours 3 ways for 4 hours each. That's a lot of seat time in a day. That's a lot of seat time in a racing weekend. This is where you get that experience with the pit stops, with the patience that endurance racing requires, and the strategy that endurance racing requires. Hopefully will come from World Racing. World Racing League is a fantastic opportunity to get experience that might be translated to a higher level of racing later on, say a Continental Tire Series.
The World Racing League has been awesome. This is my first experience with it. I've been in other leagues, other races, and this is the cleanest, the best head-on racing that I've experienced. It's been wonderful.
We want to be able to develop drivers, and that's going to start, right now we're bringing people in from other drivers education programs. What we want people to walk away with at the end of the weekend is the good times that they had, the sense of camaraderie they had, the race itself, the enjoyment of the race, the experience.
Racing is too much fun.
WRL, you gotta race your teammates sometimes.
It's all about speed, camaraderie.
I would say that everybody that comes out to a race is here to have fun. That's the primary driver. You wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun. But there is a drive within every racer to do better than the guy in front of them, to do better than your last lap. As many times as I've been on the racetrack, I always get butterflies when we line up on grid. You get the anticipation, you start to tense up just a little bit, but it's a good type of tense. You're just ready to go. And that level of adrenaline just makes it so enjoyable when you get on track. You go through a whole range of emotions over the course of a weekend, but we want everybody to walk away thinking, man, that was a great time. We want to make sure that we're making a connection with the drivers, not just driver to driver or team to team, but between the officials and the drivers as well, to build that bond between the series and the drivers and the teams. We started out early on looking for some really good partners for the league. Hawk Performance actually came to us through some other connections, and we talked a little bit about the series. They were fired up about it. They thought it was a great idea. They wanted to get involved. And there's a natural synergy there. Everybody goes through brake pads and brake rotors, brake parts. Brakes are probably the second most important part of the car next to the accelerator, and maybe the other way around. We have the Connect First and Connect First Foundation. That is more or less our charitable arm that helps us work with the community and work within the community on certain projects that we want to do. One of the things that Connect First has kind of hooked us up with is Habitat for Humanity.
What Connect First was doing, what did you think about the whole thing?
It's just yet another incredibly creative way that a local business is finding a way to engage a broader community in the work that we do.
Sure.
And, you know, hey, I'm at the track today. This is great.
Right.
What we hope that we can do for Habitat is increase awareness for what they're doing, help them raise funds. A certain percentage of our race purse will go towards Habitat goals. One of the things that we really need to work for is getting the word out. That's the one obstacle that we have to overcome. There's racers all over the country that are chomping at the bit to go race. Talk to your friends about what we're doing. Tell them that you came across this really cool racing series, that you want to put a team together.
And after your first 5 laps, you'll be hooked.
You want to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of your buddies together, go racing. Get the word out. Let them know that this is a really cool deal. This is something that we want to get involved in. This is something that we want to be a part of. This is the family that we want to join.